All right, hey guys, crude oil, Sunday, March 26, 2023. Looking at the monthly, and we'll drill our way down to Elliott wave to slightly more actionable signals on the lower time frames. But looking at the longer time frames for clues, just a quick review. Monthly is bearish. Obviously, prices come down a lot in March. Extremely bearish just for kicks. Sometimes I look at the Keltner channel. You can see we got dipped below the mean here, and then now we're kind of, it keeps riding the falling mean, boing, boing, boing on the monthly. Just something to look at. That's all. And then looking at the weekly, you can see the details a little bit more. Something I've observed about strat method, and I like looking at strat on the longer time frames, like the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. But primarily the monthly and the weekly. Something I've learned is when there's an outside candle, which is a 3 and is purple on this tool, outside candle typically resolves in the direction of the trend. So is that true? Well, okay, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Here was the reversal. So it did it 4 out of 4 times, then boing, then now it's an actual reversal, which there's a way to count that too in terms of strat speak, and that is the preceding candles don't get above the 50% level of the outside candle. That's resistance. So in this case, this still served us. And then you got another outside candle that resolved to the downside, another outside candle that resolved to the downside. That's 6 times, 7 times, 8 times. So 8 out of 9 times an outside candle resolves to the downside. Well, I mentioned that because this March is an outside candle. So I just keep looking at that as a clue. That's all. I'm not predicting a single thing. I'm just saying I use these longer time frames and these different methods on the longer time frames for clues. So I will be paying attention to the idea that March is an outside candle, as evidenced by the fact that it's purple, and we'll see what happens. So now popping over to where the action is in the Elliott wave speak on the 4-hour, 3, 4, 1, 2 for 5. Yeah, it might look like that, but as we look at these internals, it's not quite that easy. Another idea is if this is 3, 4, 5, and if you're a Super Bull, that's what you're looking at, and you think this is a 1, 2, in which case 5 waves that come, first of all, you're going to plow through all this resistance. You're going to get up into here, which is a very familiar area of resistance. If you've been following me, 80.35, 81.20, I've been talking about that for 6 months. And then there's just heavy resistance all up in here. Lots of resistance up here. So if this gets 5 up, and you're a bull, and it gets up into here, and then gives you a 3-wave decline that holds this general region, then I'll be with you on the long side. Otherwise, I'm looking for short. Now, the problem is, let's drill down one more level to the 34-minute. I cannot count this as 5 up. I have it as an A, B, C. And the way this measured, did I have it on here? No. Where did I have that measurement? Oh, here on the really nano. So you can see the only way I could get a 5-wave structure on that move up, the only way I could count it is if you started from here, which means maybe that's an AB. This is your 5-wave structure. It actually looks pretty nice, and it comes up to just the 2, 2, 3, 6. This is reasonable for 5 up off of this low, though. So it's kind of like I have a hard time believing this is a 1, 2 because of that. Now, this correction is clearly 3 waves. See what I mean? Is mixed messages. If this were a clean 5 up, then this 3-wave drop is like perfect. So maybe that's an AB, and we're going to get the C wave all the way up to here. But here's where the rubber meets the road. If this drops directly from here, let me show you on here. It makes it a little more clearly. So if this drops directly from here, then this could be a diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be a diagonal of wave 1. This right here could be wave 1 of a diagonal. This could be 3 waves down for wave 1 of a diagonal. And this is wave 2 of that diagonal. Let's say that that's the case. Then your fibs, let's say this comes up a little bit more for wave 2 of this diagonal, which would be these blue fibs. Then, you could expect wave 2, 3, in a diagonal, it's going to be wild. It's going to crisscross these levels. But the point is, your target gets you down here below 62.43 which is one of those levels that I've been looking at over here, 62.43. So that's one idea, is you get down here in a diagonal. All right, so there's two different ways this can end up lower in a more direct fashion from here. All right, so there's two options. One, it goes up a little higher, then drops. The second is it just drops from here. The third option is it keeps coming up because this is actually an A, B. We're already in C. But, you know, what is this? Is this 3 up? See, this could be 5 up for one of C. So you could get a pullback. So actually, now that I think about it, if this is 5 up for one of C to the 100 fib at 74.13, what is that, 69.58. So 69.58, let's just see where that pullback might get you. All right. So if this is a 1-2 of C, it could come down into here directly, and then you get a wave 3. So there's a lot of things to consider, and we'll just have to wait and see how it opens. But those are the options. Those are the parameters. This gray zone, by the way, if this is an A, B, and we've just had one of C, these are the fibs for that. And look how nicely that 200 comes in right near the 100 A equals C at 74.13. So this pivot area, and if this is not a diagonal, and this is wave 1, that's to the 382, that's acceptable. So if this pullback, 1, 2, actually, no, this needs to start, this needs to be it. If that's the 1, 2, then this needs to move higher directly. So you see we've got these ideas. It can either move lower directly at the open, it can move higher directly at the open, and those just open the door to those other ideas. So unfortunately, there's like 6 different scenarios that I'm thinking about, and I just have to let price action, the wave structure, clue me in on the rest. But make no mistake, any of these ideas, there's a short setup in all of these ideas, even if it comes all the way up into, well, if it comes to there, that would be a short, and if it comes all the way up to there, that would be a short. But I'm not talking swing short, I'm just talking, I'm a futures trader, so you know, I can make money in just a couple hours at a time. I'm just looking for parameters. Anyway, that's what I got, and good luck to you. See ya.